Hey friends, okay, so today's video, I know I'm gonna get so much pushback, but it's okay. It's okay. Because I have the Catholic Church to back me up. This is a Catholic channel, and sometimes when I say things that are Catholic, people hate me. And that's okay. God says that. He says the world is gonna hate you because of me. And I think that the Catholic Church is so amazing, and they have taught the faith in, they're so amazing, but I think that they do lack on teaching the Catholic faith. And so there's a lot of confusion on what we believe. And so I wanted to do this video. I did a video in the spring about 5 things I don't do as a Catholic woman, and it was pretty controversial, and I got a lot of pushback on that, and that's okay. I'm just the messenger. This is God. Like, this is the Catholic faith that teaches these things. And so I want to, you know, I'm fully Catholic. I am unapologetically Catholic, but it is definitely not what the world is teaching us. I feel that the Catholic churches don't teach these very well. We have the access. If you go to the Catechism, the Bible, obviously, it's all there, but they aren't teaching it really at the pulpit anymore. And so it's hard because the world is pushing this agenda of sin is okay, sin is okay, sin is okay, and it just is not. And so we live in a world that is full of sin being okay, and so we have to constantly weed out, no, this is not okay, yes, this is okay, you know. So anyway, these are things that as a Catholic we should be doing, right? So the first one is we should not be having sex before we are married. And you know, God is so merciful. I want to say that, you know, if you did not wait before you were married, God is merciful, and confession is so beautiful and so healing, and God is ready to, you know, to hear your confession and to give you mercy for that. But I will say that he wants us to wait to be with one person for the rest of our life. And so if we do that, it is truly amazing. I think the world tells us, oh, if you love somebody, just go have sex with them. That's how you show you like them. And it's like, no. This is like a lifelong commitment that you should be having with one person. The culture is so against that. And it is very controversial to wait till you're married, and they just, you know, think you're a prude and all of that. But it's actually like extremely freeing, right? You don't have to worry about if you get pregnant or, you know, all the like STDs or all these things. Like, if you do things the correct way within God, it is so freeing. It truly is. And you will have such a peace and loving, you know, part of your soul. And I think the world is like, no, like, this is what we do. Like, how dare they say don't have sex before marriage, and how dare. But the truth is, like, we're not animals. The world is acting like we're animals and we can't control ourselves. And, you know, the truth is God gave us self-control. I waited till my wedding night, and it was hard, but it was so good. I am so glad I waited. And you know, and I know that's not everybody, and that's okay. If, you know, God is merciful and so good. But my point is that we can wait. You know, like, we can. If we ask God for the grace to wait for our wedding night, it would be so beautiful getting to be with one person for the rest of our life. So that's the first thing, is wait till you're married to have sex. And if you haven't, start new. You know, if you're engaged, if you're in a relationship, say, I am not having sex till my wedding night, you know, and start fresh. God is so awesome and so merciful. So that's the first one. Okay, so the next one is we are pro-life. From the moment of conception, where the egg and the sperm meet, we believe that there is a soul there. And in fact, if you, scientifically, this is so amazing, if you were to see an egg and a sperm meet, there is a burst of light that comes out when the two meet. It is miraculous. It's pretty amazing. If you look it up on Google or, like, you know, YouTube, it's pretty phenomenal, but it is truly a miracle. It is a gift from God, this baby. And so we as Catholics are fully and completely pro-life from the moment of conception to natural death. And that is like, it should not be controversial. It should not. And so we need to be pro-life all the time. So helping those who are in need, you know, like work at a pro-life center, helping those, you know, my mom does that. She gives diapers to the, you know, to women who need it, and you know, they're struggling financially. There's so much help out there. So we need to be like, help them. And also vote. We should be voting pro-life 100% always. And actually Father Ripperker, maybe I'll put the video down below, but because I was like, okay, neither one is super pro-life. Like, obviously one is more, but who should I vote for? And he made such a great thing. He said, you should vote for the candidate that is, will be less evil, pretty much, because of all the evil that would have been lost if the other person were to be voted in. And that's from St. Thomas Aquinas, who is a doctor of the church. He's amazing. But a part of me was like, I guess I just won't vote, or I'll just put Jesus in there. What do I do? And he's like, no, it is our duty to vote, but we have to vote for the lesser of the two evils is what it comes down to. So voting pro-life is huge, or the lesser of the pro-life. There is one of the candidates that's okay with all the way until the baby were to be born. And from a mom who had 3 of her babies at 36 weeks they were born, they were completely beautiful, normal babies. And to think that that is okay to have abortion then is horrible. These babies feel every single tear and rip in their body. And it is like, we should never in our culture ever be okay with abortion. And yes, we should also love those who are, you know, needing our help and all of that. Like, but killing a baby is never okay. And Catholics are 100% fully pro-life, always. And that will never change, because God creates life. We don't get to destroy it. God is the one who gets to decide when time is up. And if you are a woman who has had an abortion, I just want you to know that you can go to confession. God is full of forgiveness. I know there's some things that we feel like God could never forgive, but he can forgive us. More than we could possibly know. He has so much mercy within him. And I wish I could give each one of you a hug. Truly and honestly, my heart feels for those who have had an abortion and they carry that burden within them. I have a very, very dear friend of mine who back in high school, actually in college, she had an abortion and she just was never the same. She still, to this day, this was about 25 years ago, she still has nightmares. She still thinks about that child every day. And I want you to know there is a program called Rachel's Vineyard, and it is all about healing. It's a retreat of women who have had abortions, and it is about healing through this retreat and forgiving yourself, but going to confession and just the healing process. And I'll put their information down below. My friend went to it and it helped her tremendously. It helped her so much. So I am so sorry, and I truly wish that I could give you a hug and know that you are so loved. You know, we all make mistakes, all of us. And so I encourage you to go to confession, go on that retreat if you can, and seek healing, because God, he loves you so much. He is so willing and ready to forgive you. So I just want to say that if you've had an abortion, don't give up hope. You have so much worth, and you have so much goodness still in you, and God loves you so much. The next one is, we believe that marriage is between a man and a woman and nothing else, because the whole point of marriage is to love the spouse, to love the person, but also to procreate. And that's why in my other video I talked about, like, we don't believe in birth control. Like, that is not something we do. But marriage is between God and a man and a woman, and that is very clear in the Bible, and that is very Catholic. We believe that in the Catholic Church. And so so I know these are like things that the world are like, that's totally fine, totally normal, it's okay. God gets to decide what is right and wrong, and he has told us very clearly, but Satan loves to deceive us and try to tweak things and make it so we think we are God. But God is God. He will always be God. And when we live our life fully for God and nobody else, we will have a life that is pure and holy, the way the saints live such pure, holy lives, and they didn't live for themselves, they lived for God. And some people, yes, they might want to, they're attracted to the same sex, and that might be a cross that they have, that, you know, we all have different crosses, we all have different things we have to bear, but that is one thing that we need to accept from God, whatever these challenges are, and say, okay, Lord, I give it to you. I know people who have same-sex attraction, and they are the holiest people I know, because they deny themselves and they live for God. They cling to God at those times that they want to be with, you know, somebody else that they can't. That is not how God created us. He created us to fit together perfectly as a man and a woman, and that is what how he made us. And so so those are the things that the Catholic Church teaches, and the world, unfortunately, they're blurring the lines a lot. I want to remind you that, you know, maybe you didn't know these things, maybe these are things that you don't really agree with or whatever. Please go to the Catholic Church, go to the Catechism, seek into it more, because there are reasons why. Every single reason why we believe what we believe, it's to bring us closer to God. And so I encourage you to really dive deeper. Don't think of, oh, what does the world say? This is okay. God he doesn't grade on a curve. This isn't like, oh, everybody thinks this is okay, so it is. No. Remember Noah's Ark? Like, yeah, he was the only one worthy of living, him and his family, and God wiped out everybody else. Like, God is the king of the universe. He is the king of everything. He gets to decide. This is his world, not ours. And when we give everything to God, he will lead us to truth. And the truth will set our soul free. It truly will. We will live in peace, even through the hardships, because we know we're living within the truth of God. If there are things that you've done maybe in the past that are not aligning with the Catholic faith and it's clicking with you now, God is so merciful. Go to confession, start over. God is so loving. He just wants you back, you know, but you can't have true peace unless you acknowledge what the sins are, and then after confession and confessing those things, then you will live a whole different life, truly for God. And there's nothing better than living for God. So anyway, I hope this video helps somebody out there. And until next time, I will see you all later. God bless. Bye.